with Rangers. Well, 18 months ago, you had to whisper the words Raith and Rovers to Celtic fans after the Kirkcaldy side's remarkable win in the Coca-Cola Cup final. Jimmy Nicholl was in charge back then. Today, another two Jimmies, Thompson and McInally, brought the Fifers to Glasgow for a Tennent's Scottish Cup date. Holders Celtic hadn't been beaten at home in this competition for 17 years. Here's Rob McLean.
There's one change in this Celtic team from the one which dropped league points at Brockville last weekend. John Hughes hasn't recovered from an ankle injury and Brian O'Neill takes his place in the centre of defence. Pierre van Hooijdonk can't get a place in the Dutch national squad, but his 20 goals in 30 games this season make him a vital player up front for Celtic. It's Brian O'Neill's first time in the starting lineup for more than 9 months after injury. The 23-year-old defender's return to the top team is a big boost for him and for Celtic. One change as well for Raith Rovers today from the team which beat Hibs last week in the wake of Jimmy Nicholl's departure. Caretaker manager Jimmy Thompson will be happy to get a similar sort of performance from a group of players who would like him to get the job for keeps. Jason Dare drops out of the starting 11 to make way for the reintroduction of former Dundee United and Scotland midfielder Jim McInally, who was once on Celtic's books. If Thompson does get the manager's job, McInally, 32 on Monday, is a strong contender to stay on as his number 2. The referee for this Tennent's Scottish Cup fourth round tie is Bobby Tate from East Kilbride. Raith get it started. Any cup meeting with Celtic always has minds drifting back 15 months to that Coca-Cola Cup final triumph against Celtic at Ibrox. But this season, Raith haven't beaten Celtic in 4 attempts. Here's Simon Donnelly. Crisp tackle from Broddle. Early touch for Brian O'Neill. The Celtic fans delighted to see him back in the top team. Here's Tom. Return ball for McKinlay. Only Van Hooijdonk's in the middle at the moment. Sean Dennis made the tackle. McKinlay was trying to buy some time to allow more players forward. There's Andy Tom. Paul McStay wanted it. The German still has it. Tom shots. You really can strike them from those sort of situations. He's already scored a couple of spectacular goals for Celtic. And Raith will be well aware of his menace. He won himself a couple of yards against Coyle, just a couple of yards too high. Brian O'Neill climbing high to beat Rougier. And Van Hooijdonk stretching to get the touch from McStay. Grant, McStay and Tosh McKinlay. It's good possession stuff from Celtic, this, although almost overcooking it there. Cut out by Lennon. Good skills from Cameron, good play from Raith in the middle. A neat triangle there between Lennon, Cameron and McInally. Forward from Crawford, it's a good ball too. Cameron takes a touch. Tony Rougier onto his right foot. Here's Colin Cameron! Good save by Gordon Marshall. It's the first real chance of the match and it's gone Raith's way. And just for a moment there, it looked as if Cameron might have a strong chance of giving the Kirkcaldy team the lead. Immediately, it's Celtic heading for the other end. Donnelly for Tom. Van Hooijdonk's in the middle. The route cut off. Good defending from Raith. The danger's not cleared yet though. Paul McStay takes a touch and behind for a corner kick. So the match has come alive in the space of 60 seconds. Colin Cameron's effort at one end, saved by Gordon Marshall, and then immediately Celtic went forward and off Sinclair for the corner. So O'Neill, Van Hooijdonk, Grant, all in the middle, all looking for this, but away from Kirkwood. Collins, McKinlay seeing plenty of the ball. Confusion there almost between Sinclair and Geddes. Bobby Geddes made the important shout and claimed it. Broddle down the touchline for Rougier, good head flick. Here's Crawford, he's got pace. Brian O'Neill comes to meet him. And O'Neill doing immensely well there. Lacking top team football, but you would never have known. Quickly delivered from Collins to Van Hooijdonk. Here's Andy Tom through the middle. What a chance this is for Celtic for number 1. He's done it! strikes the first blow. It was an excellent chance, and he showed all the composure in the world in beating Geddes. Quickly turned on from Van Hooijdonk, and there was only one thought in Tom's mind: just passed it into the net. So tempting to blast them on these occasions, but Tom knew that the odds were stacked in his favour, plenty room, and he just picked his spot. So that's turned up the volume around Celtic Park. Jim McInally. Well, a few hearts and mouths among the Raith fans there, but Raith escaped. Jim McInally's been through a lot, good experience, and that was his interception. Breaks for Crawford. Here's Colin Cameron, he's got pace, he's in behind Tosh McKinlay! And a second chance for Cameron. Might have hoped to have given Marshall a stiffer test than that. It was a good quick break, McInally involved. Crawford played the ball quickly, looked as if it was McKinlay's ball, but Cameron's pace gave him the chance. It's a good ball from Davy Kirkwood for Cameron. Rougier's with him, but Celtic not giving him any time to settle on the ball. It's a good tackle by McKinlay, and Celtic can now break forward themselves. Lost a touch of momentum out of the attack. McNamara being forced wide by Crawford. Touch of tugging. Free kick to Celtic. Celtic very much in control at the moment, although Raith have looked dangerous when they counter-attack. Here's Collins. Onto his right foot. Looking for Van Hooijdonk. Donnelly! Van Hooijdonk! And he's given offside. It looked as if Celtic had struck again. It was an excellent piece of finishing from Van Hooijdonk. Really alive to the possibility there. It was John Collins who started that move. Cut in field, the pass opened up, the Raith defence, confusion from them, and then Van Hooijdonk with a sharp finish, but offside. Peter Grant was in very speedily and very firmly. Here's Tom. Here's Andy Tom. Chance for number 2. And Donnelly! How did he miss that one? What a chance for Celtic. Andy Tom within inches of scoring again, and Simon Donnelly bemused as to why he didn't tuck away the rebound. Raith Rovers alarmed at the holes appearing in their defence. Andy Tom getting past Ronnie Coyle, and so close to making it again. And Simon Donnelly, what a chance that was. Collins with McKinlay up ahead. Colin Cameron doing the chasing. Here's McStay. Jackie McNamara getting into a forward position. Van Hooijdonk, McNamara again. This could be dangerous for Raith. Attacked by Sinclair. He had to be quick, he had to be decisive. He's a Celtic fan. David Sinclair makes no bones about that, but he'd love to win this one today. There's another incisive attack from Celtic. McNamara very much involved. The 1-2 with Van Hooijdonk. And this was a dangerous cutback. Andy Tom's corner, away from Kirkwood. Back from McNamara for Tom again. Just hammered in. What a chance this is for Donnelly! Through Ronnie Coyle's legs and behind Bobby Geddes. Celtic are 2 ahead. 24 minutes gone. And Celtic are cruising at this stage. He was disappointed to have missed the earlier opportunity on the rebound. But this time he had the benefit of Ronnie Coyle standing in front of Geddes, and it beat both. Geddes was outstanding for Raith last week, but he can't be faulted here. He really saw little, if anything, of it off coil. Simon Donnelly's 7th goal of the season. Well won by Peter Grant. Quickly delivered from Collins to Tom. Back to John Collins. Well, he's one who can have a swing at a ball like that, and so often they end up in the back of the net. Not that time. But well worth a go. It was taken away from Crawford by the alert Peter Grant. And Celtic really do move it quickly. In from Tom, shot from Collins. 12 goals already this season, John Collins. I think Raith will be happy to hear the half-time whistle going and try to reorganise. Under the cosh for so much of this first half, although they have had a couple of chances. McKinley picks out Van Hooijdonk, lots of room. Donnelly. It's a good first-time pass from Peter Grant. There's Collins. Van Hooijdonk. Collins again. A collision between the two. There's Paul McStay. Struck it well, but it was always rising a bit too much, but it was well worth a go. Van Hooijdonk and Collins looking as if they needed an introduction at that point. It was their initial combination. They couldn't decide who wanted it, and eventually it was Paul McStay who struck the shot. Flicked on by Donnelly. Away from David Sinclair. The chase for Boyd and for Dare. Celtic man always favourite. Well, Gordon Marshall was a lucky man there. Jason Dare lost his footing, otherwise Celtic could have been in all sorts of problems where there should have been none. And that's half-time. And Celtic are ahead and in control. Andy Tom scored their first goal after he was released through the middle and scored with the calmest of finishes. Simon Donnelly had missed an earlier chance, then made amends when he scored as well, although it came off Ronnie Coyle on the way past Bobby Geddes. So a tough task for Raith to try to battle their way back into this game. Half-time at Celtic Park. It's Celtic 2, Raith Rovers 0. The new East Stand at Celtic Park is already taking shape. It will hold 12,500 when it's finished, taking the Parkhead total to 47,000. The home team restart. You don't hear too much talk of the double roundabout here, but Celtic are just those 3 points behind Rangers in the Championship with 10 games each left. And certainly at the moment, they look as if they're heading towards the quarter-finals of the Tennant Scottish Cup. But whatever Raith lack, it's not heart, and they'll believe they're still in with a chance. Well, Tommy Burns always with something to say to his players from the touchline, but he must be fairly happy the way things are. Jimmy Thompson otherwise. Ali Graham's head flick for Jason Dare, the two substitutes. Brian O'Neill was covering. He's had a good game. Pulled down by Sinclair. Dare against O'Neill. And there's Jackie McNamara available. It really is delightful play out from defence from Celtic. It's another sweeping move. Peter Grant just lobbed that one forward in the direction of Andy Tom. Couldn't quite get there, but yet again Celtic moving really sweetly through the middle. An attempted control on the chest by Tony Rougier, which wasn't helped by the challenge from behind. Graham beaten by Boyd. This time it was the other way round, and the Celtic man was convicted of the offence. Free kick to Raith. Bobby Tate insisting it's taken from the right place. Graham and Dare are up. Colin Cameron not far behind for Kirkwood. Coyle and McInally heading forward as well. It's Ali Graham, the intended target. Dare, McInally. Here's Ronnie Coyle. Lost his footing as he struck that one. Never with too much hope of hitting the target. It was squared to him by Jim McInally, but he was really never in the right position to strike that one. Well left by Coyle. Buys himself a bit of time and room. Broddle. Aimed at Ali Graham through the middle. Takes a good touch. Well cut out by Tom Boyd. Well, if Raith are to pull a goal back, this cup tie becomes much more interesting. And they've got a free kick now, just a few yards outside the area. And Celtic, who've looked so comfortable for so long, just showed signs of cracking there under bombardment from Ali Graham. So it's Jim McInally over the ball. Rougier's there. Ronnie Coyle too, and Davy Kirkwood who can strike them. And there's the Celtic wall. McInally leaves it. Rougier strikes it. Well, you could see what he was attempting there. It was well struck. It was curling off his right instep, but he's disconsolate because it didn't force Gordon Marshall into a save. He was aiming at that left-hand post of Marshall's, but into the side netting. Marshall to Grant. Sinclair to Cameron. First time touch, it's a good one. Jason Dare through the middle. Really needs to make something of this. Unlucky for Dare, it's back off the post. Still with Raith, Cameron's in the middle. There he is. But it was good defending by Brian O'Neill. It's a corner kick. Cameron denied by that diving header from Brian O'Neill, and Jason Dare denied by the goalpost. Lovely touch from Cameron. It released Dare through the middle. He's got lots of pace. It took him away from McKinlay. He just tried to place it. There was another chance for Raith with the near post cross. Brian O'Neill was there first. Collins under pressure from Kirkwood. Hammered downfield by O'Neill. There's Sinclair. Finds its way through to Cameron eventually. And given away by the Raith midfielder. There's Collins through the middle to Chris Hay. Van Hooydonk's on the right. Brilliant save by Bobby Guinness. What a lovely try that was from Hay. 5 minutes from time and nearly Celtic's third. Guinness had to be at his athletic best. Van Hooydonk was an option for Hay. He decided to go it alone, and his chip shot wasn't too far away from making it. 90 minutes has come and gone, so we're now into stoppage time. Van Hooydonk, Peter Grant. What can Brian McLaughlin inject into proceedings? Well, that's a disappointing cross. Got himself to the byline, but the cross just sliced off the outside of his right foot, and any danger to the Raith defence was over. And that's time up at Celtic Park, and the holders are through, and comfortably through, to the last 8 of the Tennant Scottish Cup. Captain Paul McStay will be pleased with what was a thoroughly professional performance. Goals in the first half from Andy Tom and from Simon Donnelly, which went in off Ronnie Coyle. And Raith just weren't able to do enough in the second half to get their way back into it, although they were unlucky when Jason Dare struck a post. But it's Celtic who go through. Final score, Celtic 2, Raith Rovers 0.
Tommy, it's Dundee United here in the quarter-finals. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think all you can ask for, whatever other manager look for a home draw, Rob, so we're delighted with it.
It's been patchy for Dundee United this season, but they're a side, I guess, that you would concede are capable of a lot.
Well, I think there's no doubt that they would come and try and lift themselves playing against Celtic here. We just got to look after our own form and make sure that our attitude's right on the day.
Yeah, Celtic drawn now, Dundee United. But Gordon, unlike the Coca-Cola Cup final, they really did kill Raith Rovers off air.
Country's